First of all, Goshinkai means Self-Defense Association. The style was formulated by Mr. Frank Van Lenten. We broke away from Shobukan, and he wanted to keep the Goju style, but not go back to the old Goshin-do. So we changed it to Goshinkai. The katas are very similar. The traditional Goju katas remains the same. That's the way Master Shinjo does it in Okinawa. But we also have a little change in some of the way we do things, so that what we call them is kenkyu or research kata, rather than change the whole Goju concept of a kata. There might be a little hand doing this block instead of this, but it's still a Goju kata. And he has some of his kata formulated from Shorin, and he puts it into the research kata. Master Van Lenten studied for about 15 years in Okinawa, and he started Isshin Ryu, Goju Ryu, Shorin Ryu, whatever Ryu they have in Okinawa, he started. And he has credentials of 8 dan from Isshin Ryu, 7 dan from Goju, 6 dan from Isshin, and various other what he calls smaller dan ranks. But combining all that, he has such a vast knowledge of the art. He can also create his own style, but he chose to stay with Goju without changing. When I say changing, naturally, certain things do change because of getting ahead in modern times. Traditional kata or traditional way of fighting is no longer applicable. In other words, we don't go into very stiff stances to fight. We fight like boxers, jump around. But the techniques are still there. And the technique, again, comes from the traditional kata.
Actually, I began my journey in martial arts about, let's say, 4 years ago. Let's say 5 years ago. I studied Taekwondo for about a year and a half. And from there, I got more interested in technique and theory, so I went into a Kung Fu form known as Shanghai Kung Fu. And I studied that for a couple years, and from there I went on my own, just freestyle, just bulk illustrations and things, and I ran into a friend of mine who introduced me to the Goju system, and I became very interested, and I've been doing Goju for about 3 years now. Well, how I feel is you have one foundation, one style, one art, and then from there you get that down, and from there you can seek other styles and other forms, which I think could add to your knowledge to martial arts, because you know one system, if you know another, you can put them together and you can come out with something. Let's say Bruce Lee made up his own style from learning numerous of different martial arts. So I feel it would benefit more than anything.
Okay, research, when I refer to research kata, what we talk about is kata that's out of the Goju system. In other words, all other katas, like Shorin katas, we do 12 Shorin Ryu katas, right up to the top katas. But that's not in our requirement for promotion. But again, research, the black belts do it because of the techniques that can be derived from it. We're not so tunnel vision so that we think that Goju is the number one. Naturally, because of pride, we do say that, but we know it isn't. Every style can give you something. So we try to take from every style to use in Goshinjutsu, self-defense form, fighting, whatever we do. But the katas, again, remain the same. The bunkais from kata are the techniques which we call kimitsu, which is hidden techniques. And when you're using it, or when you work in the kata, that's when you learn the hidden techniques. But in the kenkyu, there's a lot of techniques. Now, bunkai, which means practical application. Practical application is whatever works if it looks like what the kata is doing. This is Goju Ryu, Karate Do, hard soft system, empty hand way, Goshinkai. This is Self-Defense Association. Now, the crane relates to the softness of the Goju style. The tiger relates to the hard. This mong here, or three teardrops, represents the three kingdoms that was in Okinawa put together. And actually the fist is karate. The tori, or the gate, represents the gateway to knowledge. And the white background is all the purity of what we study. It's really, for the average person, it's not really natural to do karate in the outdoors because the ceiling and the walls is so vast that sometimes they lose their directions in doing a specified kata. They lose their perspective of which way they're supposed to be going because they're so used to walls in the dojo. This is why I says it's not really for everybody. But working outdoors, again, like doing sanshin, or the statement is a kind of a often used word, like being one with nature type thing. And it does, it brings you back to I guess the caveman did the first self-defense. When he lost his spear, the tiger knocked his spear out and he says, oh my goodness, and he started, you feel, I don't know, I feel natural doing things on the outside. It's just natural. I don't know how else, I can't explain it too well.
Don't take it because someone else tells you to take it, and if you're gonna take it, do it. You shouldn't go into anything half. If you're gonna do it, give it your all, because you can only benefit from it. You can only benefit.